you like rock music, we're doing something a little different here today. My questions so far have all been questions, and I like them, but looking at the writings of other philosophers, I notice that they're primarily making statements and not providing questions for us to ponder. So I thought I'd try something different. I'm going to be looking at some of the statements of past philosophers and analyzing them myself in a new segment that I'd like to call, "Are you sure about that?" So, without further ado, let's get started with one of my favorite philosophers, Rene Descartes. And I guess I'd have to say that one of the reasons that he's a favorite of mine is that he was concerned about the basic question of whether the world was actually real at its roots, and the nature of consciousness and our interactions with the world. Here's one of his suggestions. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. And I appreciate that. I don't doubt that. I've been learning more about Descartes lately, studying him as a person and trying to find out some more about him, since I do like his thinking. And one of the things that I've learned is that in his time, he was actually better known as a mathematician. So he was he's very practical minded, but skeptical as well. So I do really appreciate that. And of course, the saying of his, which you already would know, unless you didn't know it was from him, was, "I think, therefore I am." And that's a very powerful thought. And while it's really a succinct way of asserting the reality of one's individual consciousness, it I don't know if it's just from the basis of language presenting variables and vaguenesses. It sounds very clear, right? I think, therefore I am. But are you sure about that? Where I find fault with this fantastic statement is I am what? I am what I think I am. All that Descartes was really trying to say, I think, was that his very own ability to wonder about his own reality, his own existence, was proof of his existence. But your consciousness of your consciousness is only proof of your consciousness. And that consciousness uses your brain to connect to these things that we perceive as our senses, and those deliver information about our world. Descartes was concerned about this, actually, and he was worried that there was some kind of evil god or spirit who was intentionally trying to deceive him. So maybe he thought of his statement the same way that I do. It's interesting that seems most philosophers don't seem to question their existence. They're more concerned about the finer points of existence, ethics and morality, what we can do to be happy. So I'll look forward to talking to you about that some too, but what do you think? Are you what you think you are? When there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, well, dancing with myself. Oh. Oh.